How many beers is safe to drink per day? Ethyl alcohol is a Class A carcinogen, so if we apply the smoker's standard of no safe level, then no beers per day, per week, per month, or per year would be safe. I've even made the argument that when the prohibitionists move on from tobacco and refocus on alcohol with their newly polished social engineering tools, they may start waving the flag of secondhand alcohol, since alcoholic drinks do pump up to 1 million micrograms of carcinogen per drink per hour into our common air when the lushes are imbibing. See external link to my analysis in the BMJ, secondary smoke, alcohol, and deaths. Fortunately, although we've been taking baby steps in such extremist directions, e.g. some news just in the last day or two about the Aussies sending La Policia into pubs to administer blood alcohol tests on patrons who are just sitting quietly on their bar stools. See external link. Drinkers to face breath tests inside pubs and crack down on drunkenness. So far the terrible teetotalers have had a rough time cracking the perception that small amounts of alcohol are either harmless or that their harm is balanced by benefits. Aside from a single sip potentially shuffling you off to a painfully premature carcinogenic demise, there's also the possibility that you may just happen to be genetically cursed with a bad liver, or might even, while just very slightly tipsy, trip over your own shoelaces, plunge down a flight of stairs, and break your neck while also taking out an innocent young mother and her child who were just starting up the steps. And then of course, there's the problem of addiction. Most alcoholics began their addictions as underage children. Brewers and distillers like to grab them by the lips when they're young, and no one can predict who will land on Skid Row as a result of that first sip, and who will escape. And, unlike tobacco, an addiction to alcohol can actually kill you if you try to go cold turkey, effectively making it more addictive than nicotine, which, in turn, is argued to be more addictive than heroin. So, by those arguments, it would seem pretty clear that no amount of beer, at all, ever, could really be said to be safe. All that being said, having a beer or two several times a week is quite likely to be pretty harmless for the great vast majority of people in the course of their lives, may well add to their enjoyment of those lives, may also have a beneficial health effect both on circulatory health and perhaps from the various nutrients that can be found in a nice cold frosty mug. Plus there's always the chance that you'll meet the love of your life after downing a few with him or her at a pub some evening. Fair trade-off, I'd say, despite any naysaying blue noses who might wag their fingers, squinch their noses, or roll their eyes. Bottoms up. Smiley face. NJM, an Irishman who is, sadly, allergic to beer. Fortunately, I get along quite well with wine and vodka, however.